I always thought weddings brought out the best in people. Love, celebration, excitement, this big swirl of joy people step into together. But let me tell you something nobody warned me about: weddings also bring out a special kind of audacity in certain people. The type of audacity that makes you stare at your phone, blinking, wondering if you're being pranked, or if someone genuinely thinks the world revolves around them. For me, that person was my bridesmaid, Stacy. But before we get into the chaos she unleashed, let me drop you right into the moment everything snapped. Picture this. I'm standing in my kitchen a month and a half before the wedding, holding my phone as it buzzes with a new message. I open it, and there it is. Stacy's text, cheerful as ever. Hey girl, I probably won't be coming to the wedding anymore because of how I might be feeling in my pregnancy. Beauty, don't worry. My sister will still go. She'll represent us. Represent us. My chest tightened. My ears literally rang. My first thought was, represent you? At my wedding? My second thought was, have I completely lost control of my own guest list? And that was the moment I knew something had to change. If you've ever had someone try to walk all over you, take a mile after you gave them an inch, or treat your boundaries like they're optional, hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle in, because this story, it's about the moment I finally stood up, shut it down, and walked away with my wedding and my dignity, fully intact. Let's dive in. So, months earlier, when things were still innocent and quiet and drama-free, my husband and I were putting together our wedding guest list. We were having a large wedding, but the space was still limited. And anyone who's ever planned one knows, every single seat matters. We counted, recounted the recount. We made tough decisions, trimmed the list, re-added people we couldn't bear to cut, removed others we realized we hadn't spoken to since high school. You know the drill. And because of that, we were very specific. Every invitation was intentional. Every plus, one accounted for. Every seat precious. Stacy, my bridesmaid, someone I considered a friend, told me early on that her husband wouldn't be able to make it. Work trip, she said. Totally fine, I wasn't thrilled for her, but she asked politely, hey, since he can't come, is it okay if I bring my sister instead? I'd met her sister a couple times. Not close. Not friends. But since it was an adult for adult swap, a one-to-one exchange, I said sure, it was reasonable. And honestly, the way she phrased it made it sound temporary, harmless. So we updated our online RSVP platform with the sister's name. Done easy. A few weeks later, the RSVPs start rolling in. I'm clicking through them casually when I see theirs. 3 guests. Not 2, 3. Her husband, her sister. All RSVP'd yes. I remember staring at the screen, eyebrows raised so high they practically hit my hairline. I actually laughed out loud, the kind of confused laugh that sounds like, am I hallucinating? I texted Stacy immediately. Hey, I saw your RSVP and I just want to double check. Did you mean to RSVP for 3? And she replied instantly, almost too quickly, good news. My husband can come now. So all 3 of us will be there, yeah! Yay. I felt my stomach drop. My skin prickled. At that point, I wasn't even angry yet, just stunned. Because that moment told me everything she didn't ask. She didn't check. She didn't think. She just did it. She inserted an extra person into a limited, carefully curated wedding guest list because it was more convenient for her. My husband and I talked about it. We don't like drama. And honestly, we told ourselves, is it worth the fight? A couple people have RSVP'd no. We can absorb 1 extra person, so we let it slide. And let me say this, that was the mistake. That was the moment we taught her, unintentionally, that our boundaries were flexible. That our wedding was a playground. Fast forward to 6 weeks before the big day. I'm knee-deep in final details, seating chart, vendor confirmations, last-minute DA core decisions, when I get that fateful text from Stacy. Hey, I'm not sure I can come anymore because of how I might be feeling in my pregnancy. My reaction? Genuine concern first. She was expecting, and pregnancy is unpredictable. I told her, of course, do whatever you need. Let me know what you decide soon. We do need final numbers. I meant that. I was understanding, compassionate. Then came the follow-up. Okay, yeah, I'm probably not coming, but my sister can still go. She will represent us. Represent. There's that word again. My heart thudded. Hard, I felt my pulse in my neck, in my fingertips. My mind went blank for a second, then filled with disbelief so sharp it felt like static. Her sister, someone I barely knew, was now going to show up to my wedding alone, knowing no one, sitting among friends and family who had been carefully chosen because why? Because Stacy decided her spot was transferable, like a boarding pass. In that moment, something inside me hardened. A switch flipped, because this wasn't about a guest anymore. This was about respect, space, boundaries. My wedding wasn't Costco. You can't send someone else in your place with your membership card. So I took a breath, steadying myself, and texted her back. No fluff. No apologizing for existing, no bending over backwards. Hey, Stacy, I have to be honest. Your sister was never on the original guest list. I don't know her well, and she won't know anyone. I'm not comfortable having her there by herself. So I'm going to put all three of you as a no. As I typed it, my fingers trembled. Not from fear, but from certainty. From that rare, empowering sensation of claiming your space back, her reply silence. Not a single word. No, okay, I understand. No, thanks for letting me know. No, sorry for the confusion. Just nothing. Hours passed, then days, then weeks. Stacy, my bridesmaid, my supposed friend, just cut off contact entirely. No explanation, no conversation, just vanished. How did we get from a simple guest swap to her unilaterally adding an extra person, to her sending that extra person alone, to a total friendship blackout? The audacity, unhinged. But here's the thing, and this is where the revenge part of the story quietly, beautifully kicks in. I didn't chase her. I didn't apologize. I didn't grovel or backpedal or explain myself into exhaustion. I moved on. We finalized the guest list. We relocated the seats. We got everything set up. And on the day of our wedding, the day that truly mattered, something incredible happened. Everything felt peaceful, balanced. Right. There were no random strangers awkwardly making small talk with my family. No misplaced guests creating tension. No drama lurking in the corners. The people who showed up were the ones who genuinely cared about us, who celebrated us, who respected our boundaries and our day. And as I stood there, surrounded by those who mattered, I realized the truth. The real revenge wasn't petty. It wasn't loud. It wasn't vengeful in the traditional sense. It was reclaiming my space, my peace, my wedding, my dignity, and cutting out someone who clearly saw me not as a friend, but as an inconvenience. Sometimes the most satisfying revenge is simply removing someone's access to you. It's the kind of justice that doesn't require shouting or tears or elaborate plans. It requires one thing: a boundary, a clean, firm, unapologetic boundary. And in return, peace, blissful, unbothered peace. So here's the lesson I walked away with: when someone shows you that they think your boundaries are negotiable, that your special moments are theirs to manipulate, or that your generosity is something they're entitled to, believe them and act accordingly. You don't need to be cruel. You don't need to be dramatic. You just need to decide that your emotional real estate is valuable. And not everyone gets to rent space. If you've ever been in a situation where someone tried to take more than you offered, tell me your story in the comments. I want to hear it. And if you love hearing justice served with a side of sanity, make sure you're subscribed. Like this video, share it, and stick around for more stories where boundaries are drawn and respected. Because trust me, sometimes cutting someone off isn't losing a friend. It's making room for peace.